All right, so we're back working on the Silverado. I had a bunch of stuff I had to move around out of the warehouse, and I started smelling something, and it looked like it started leaking some water, but I had to keep pushing through, and then I started hearing something. I'll show you what I was hearing right after this. In this video, I replaced the water pump, the tensioner, and the thermostat. All right, so here's your pulley. It shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so all that banging around you heard is the water pump going out. We kept smelling stuff and hearing like a bang, but we were thanking God that it actually blew out when it did, because we had a big move that we had to do, and this truck was very integral into that. But now it is definitely blown. You can see the thing moving around, and it did eject the belt one time. So the belt's still good, and I think we're going to reuse that. But so what we need to do is we need to take off the intake, the top fan shroud, and then all the radiator hoses. It's a little bit easier to do this when it's a little bit colder, so I wouldn't warm up your engine to do this. Now we're just got to take off a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we got the fan shroud off, got all the lines off. So there's a in and out of the radiator, and then there's the heater core lines. So that's what I was meaning by you could tell that it's the water pump that's out. Okay, so last time I took off this and it helped me to break that free. And I'll see if I can show you how. Because we're not going to use anything from this old unit. I got a new belt tensioner and a new thermostat housing and thermostat. So all of this is going away. All right, so there's your impeller for your water pump, and you can see the slop in the bearing. So when you turn it on this side, you want to be careful not to break any of the fan blades, because that's not going to be a fun day. I forget what I did. What did I do? I think I just forced one of these in here and then wedged it against it, or it gave me something to hold on to that with. I think it was something like that. I'm assuming this is probably the better tool to use. Problem is it gets through all these heat cycles, and it keeps heating and cooling, heating and cooling, heating and cooling. I forget how I did this last time. I definitely used this. I don't remember how. Somehow I put one of the screws in there and then I wedged it against itself, but I don't see. Two of the screws don't actually line up with each other. Got it.
Those are some very hard love tests.
Well, that's what it took to get it. Okay. All right, so here we go, all brand new parts. Fancy schmancy AC Delco. They do kind of give you everything. A little different, but they don't give you new bolts, which is fun. It looks like this has an index where it only plugs in one way. And looks like it's gonna go right about there. So now it's all about just transferring over the bolts, unless you bought all the brand new ones. Double check the torque, click, and click. All right, so now we did get a new belt tensioner. Also, it did not come with any of the hardware, so that's fun. Can you go up there and get me the socket for those? I don't know, try 15 millimeter. It's probably not. Oh, called it. All right, so long ones here. Short one right there. Click, click, click. All right, that's all her reassembled there. Okay, so before we put everything back in and clean up the mating surfaces, I recommend taking your hose and running it through the passageways just to flush out. So basically what we're doing is we're trying to flush out anything. You'll know when it's done, when it starts going clear again. All right, so we got all the bolts pushed through, and they're just holding in the gaskets. So now we're coming down in, and we're already having a trouble. Okay, just got to maneuver it around everybody. Okay, I think you little radiator hose is in the wrong spot. All right. That started. So I think what we will try to tackle now is probably the fan. Okay. So it's designed not to actually spin off, so it should be completely fine the way it is. All right, so I kind of feel like it'd be easier to put the belt on now, so let's put the belt on. All right, so you're gonna double check everything. It will sort of correct itself as long as you're close. So then now it's just time to put on all the hoses, which was the worst part. All right, so that's pretty much what everything down there should look like. All those hoses. The two heater hoses are actually, see if I could show you. They're different sizes. This one's smaller and that one's bigger, so you can't really mix them up. So then I think we'll put back the fan shroud now. So these right here, you're going to just pry that up and then you'll be able to get it out, and then when you push it back in, you'll push that down. Alright, so then there is this guy that clicks into right there. And then the upper radiator hose has a spot that it clicks in right there. And then I believe this part actually clicks onto the intake that goes across. So we will get this started. Gotta get this on. Alright, now that's on. Now I will get the intake back on. Alright, so this part is going to kind of go down in here. And then this is the part that clicks onto the intake right there. Just pushes its way into there. Alright, so now that is on. Tighten up the big hose clamp. This can be a little trickier. Gotta make sure it's on the top and the bottom. And then just tighten her down. Alright, now make sure you didn't lose any of your tools. And that is it. So what I recommend doing now is just putting your distilled water or put your coolant back in and let it get up to temperature, let the thermostat open, rev it up a couple of times, and to get out the air bubbles. If you still have a problem with the air bubble, you'll notice because it kind of gets a little too hot. So then what I would do is you can, there's a vacuum kit you can actually plug on here to suck all the air bubbles out, but that is pretty much it. So we will fill it up with water now. All right, here we go. Only the finest coolant. At some point, hopefully, we should see the thermostat open, and then that should get sucked down, or we'll start seeing steam come out of here because it starts building that pressure. There it goes. Stay by itself. I think the thermostat is open. A little bit warmer now. Let's see. Yeah, I think the thermostat open. This whole thing's now empty. So that's a telltale sign the thermostat is open when you hit the throttle and it sucks in. That's what we were waiting for. Those little surges are going to help to blow out any of the bubbles. You could have a brand new radiator, brand new water pump, the whole works, but if you got an air bubble, it'll overheat. I think that's pretty good. Best thing to do is to let it get up to pressure. full temperature, and then recheck it when it's cold. So I also have the heater turned on in the truck just to make sure it's cycling through the heat exchanger inside the truck. Okay, so here's all the tools we use for this. You don't need a nut driver, but you can use the ratchets. So a little extension is helpful. So most of everything is 10 millimeters. So as long as you have 10 millimeters, you're usually pretty good to go. The tensioner for the belt pulley, that was 15 millimeters. I used a couple of different size crescent wrenches. The hex on the outside of the belt tensioner, you can either use a crescent wrench or you can use a 15 millimeter socket to extend it out. I believe this is for oil filters, but this was kind of invaluable to really get it locked down. There's another pneumatic way, but I believe it's a little bit more expensive. This way, if you just want to like force it through, a nice razor blade to just scrape off the surface, and then a good set of channel locks for all of the hose clamps, and then a screwdriver to unscrew for the intake. And then I did kind of beat it with a hammer, but basically this is everything I used. So this is all you need. One last thing, I did not put any of the correct coolant in it. I just put hose water because this has a leak and I'm not sure what it is. Could be a head gasket, could be burning a little bit of water. So I would just be losing all of that value through the radiator. I'm going to double check it to see if it's holding water now, if it was always just the bad pump over there. And if it is, then I will drain it and then put in the correct coolant. So yeah, no need to worry about that. I'm also in a very warm climate, Southern California, so I have no worries about the engine block freezing or anything like that. It does not get that cold where I'm at. So I'm just using that to test it for the first week or so, and if it's holding water, then I will go ahead and change it out to the proper coolant.